Starting off with the construction of the shoe, the Reebok Club C's are a court-inspired sneaker with a classic tennis shoe silhouette. Embracing its 80s heritage, the Reebok Club C retains its retro design language with a panel leather upper and a slim midsole. The upper is made of this plush, genuine leather with seams of stitching across the shoe's multiple panels. Across the toe box are 3 rows of perforations for increased ventilation. The model I have here in hand is the Reebok Club C 85 Vintage Editions, and this version comes with a high quality leather upper and a unique chalk colorway. The Club C also includes a detached tongue made of soft foam and a terry cloth lining around the ankle collar. The sock liner made of thick foam is glued to the footbed, but they can be detached with minimal effort if one needs to. Lastly, the outsole is made of high abrasion resistant rubber with glide grooves throughout the length of the shoe. Coming to the upper, the Reebok Club C 85s in this vintage edition is made of this soft and pliable leather, which is hands down one of the plushest leather uppers I've come across in a sneaker in this price bracket. The leather feels high quality and luxurious, which for a change is so refreshing to see in a shoe at a non-luxury price. What drew me initially to the Reebok Club C's was a classic retro shoe vibe that it gave off with its off-white chalk colorway and the layered construction of the upper. It's not ostentatious in its appearance, and it has just about enough going on to help it stand apart from other white shoes with a rather simpler appearance. I love the chalk colorway on these vintage versions, which gives these shoes an appearance of refinement that you often find in luxury products. This particular color also helps keep things understated, and they don't create the same sort of contrast a pure white shoe does when matched with a pair of dark jeans or trousers. I've worn the Reebok Club C's for over a year now, and even today, I enjoy the feeling of the soft and supple leather over my feet every time I put on the shoe. Reebok does not specify the type of leather used on the shoe, and the website refers to it as a soft garment leather. In my opinion, it most likely is some form of chrome tan calf leather, but I may be wrong. For the Reebok Club C 85s, I went true to size, and they fit perfectly across the length and breadth of my foot. Even with its round and tapered toe box shape, the shoe feels quite roomy for my moderately wide feet, and I felt no pressure points whatsoever. The soft and pliable leather upper feels plush and comfortable, giving my feet a sensation of being wrapped inside an old and cozy leather jacket. I love the feeling of wriggling my toes and watching the leather upper mold accordingly. It's a feeling that unfortunately is rarely found in leather for leather shoes at this price range. The Club C's also have a traditional detached tongue made of soft foam. The tongue feels light and unobtrusive, but it does tend to move out of place when you are walking. With the regular EVA midsole, the expectation isn't one of high levels of cushioning. To my surprise, the midsole performs remarkably well in providing adequate levels of comfort even after hours of use. The midsole isn't soft and squishy like the Max cushion foams, but it's not uncomfortable either. The EVA foam isn't firm and stiff, and it has enough softness to give you above average comfort even after hours of wear. The shoe bed is quite flat, and the lack of arch support can be an issue for flat footers. This issue can be partially solved by using custom insoles, and I'd suggest you try these with custom insoles if you require arch support. A year later, it's fair to say that the shoe has held up well, which also includes 6 months of extensive use as daily work shoes. The construction and quality of the upper has surpassed my expectations, and I'm yet to see glaring signs of cracks or creases that one often finds in low quality leather uppers. As you can see, the upper is quite pliable and does not suffer from any major signs of cracks or creases around points of stress. The creases that have developed are minor enough to not appear glaring and add character to the fine aged appearance it has developed over time. The Club C's also pass the toe flex test with flying colors. As highlighted earlier, I daily the Club C's as my workwear shoes, and this use case often involves extended durations of toe bends while I'm on my seat. While this can be the downfall of many leather shoes, the Club C's remain unfluttered with this kind of stress test. With the Club C's on my feet, I no longer care about the way my feet are planted on the floor. That's not to say that the shoes are in mint condition like they were when they first arrived. Over time, there are signs of wear and tear which you will see in a bit. On the lateral side, there are some permanent stains which I believe are down to some unwanted rubbing against an abrasive surface. On the instep of my left shoe, there is also a minor discoloration near the last eyelid. There are marks that may have been caused by my shoe accidentally brushing off against a wall or a concrete. The construction of the shoe is quite solid, and it is quite evident in the way the sole looks after 1 year of extensive use. The outsole too is in great condition with minimal wear on the outsole tread. On a number of occasions, I have accidentally bumped the front of the shoe either against a sidewalk or a raised platform. Despite these stress tests, there are no visible signs of damage or dents on the exterior of the midsole. Overall, the Club C's are a durable shoe and I can't recommend them enough. The Club C's fortunately don't have many cons to start with. Nevertheless, there are certain limitations to the Reebok Club C which are down to the category of the shoes they belong to. As expected, they cannot replicate the comfort of max cushion shoes, and there are certainly better alternatives for people who are on their feet the whole day. In spite of these limitations, the Club C's do punch above their weight, and I have used these extensively at events and long outdoor days without any sort of discomfort. In fact, the EVA midsole provides above average cushioning for this class, and I experience no sort of heel pain or ankle discomfort. The Club C's do have one shortcoming which is noteworthy in my opinion. With the multi-panel construction, the leather panels overlap one another, leaving exposed edges at the point of seam. With extended use, these exposed edges tend to darken and create a sort of distraction that make the shoe appear dirtier than it is. Unlike the leather upper, the raw exposed edges are harder to clean, and as a result, the shoe will never look as fresh as they did out of the box. Unfortunately, this also means that the Club C's cannot be used for occasions that need a dressier outfit and a spotless pair of shoes. In conclusion, the Reebok Club C's rank amongst my best purchases so far, and they have been a staple of my wardrobe since day one. They look great, especially in the chalk colorway, and the multi-panel stitch upper gives this shoe a distinct character and depth that you won't find in other shoes. I don't see them being replaced anytime soon, and they would always remain my go-to pair of shoes for most circumstances. So if you're in the market for a casual white sneaker, look no further than the Reebok Club C 85 vintage editions. You won't be disappointed. You're watching Fast Forward, and I'll be back with my next long-term review.